Однако здравствуйте, всем доброго времени суток, вы на канале Games, с вами Дядька Виталька, и сегодня у нас 4-й фоллоуч. В общем, в прошлой серии я построил эту шарян-машину, поэтому поехали далее. Приступаем.
Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
Да.
Cold feet. I don't blame you.
Что делать?
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam.
Ладно.
By the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning from the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it! Hold on to your butt!
И все, нахуй. Здравствуйте! Вы меня не ждали, я вернулся. Точнее, пришел. Пофиг. Неважно. Так, открыть журнал доступа, голозапись, вирус. Да. Сканирование сети. Завершено, хорошо. Окей, идем далее.
Hello.
Здорово.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face.
Да, face to face.
Step into the elevator.
Как тебе мой фейс? Да в смысле отказано?
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Broken. No way to pick this. Would need the key. Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean. you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Да, но это невозможно, это правда ты после стольких лет. Давай так.
It's really you. After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod, and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Ох ты, бляха.
It wasn't right, what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking, yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Да какой нахуй ты ебанулся, блядь? Ущерб нахуй.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Блять, ну как бы ёбаный рот, окей. Вы делаете благое дело, да? Но окей. Но зачем вы убиваете людей, заменяя их синтами? Я не считаю это правильным. Нейтральный ответ. Вот так вот.
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Your institute has done some horrible things.
Yes, well, the world is not what it used to be. What about the people you've aided in order to get here? What atrocities have they committed? The Brotherhood of Steel. They believe they're the only ones fit to control technology and destroy anyone who opposes them. And you would side with them. None have any true claim to nobility in this world. Those days are gone. But we are not the monsters we have been cast as. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
Блять. Я не знаю, даст ли он мне время подумать. Ладно, я типа соглашусь. Ну а потом всегда смогу изменить свое мнение, правильно? Правильно. Я не знаю.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Ну, поехали. Карта обновлена, да? Ну, действительно. Ладно, пойдем познакомимся. Так уж и быть. Заодно надо разыскать сыворотку для Верджила. Ибо у нас с ним договор. Ладно, пойдем. Блять, а где ехит отсюда? Что-то я заблудился. Сюда.
Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course. We're all looking forward to working with you.
Our technology must seem pretty advanced by your standards.
Ну, не знаю.
Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
Не сдаваться. Вот так вот.
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Я пока что ни с кем, я просто осматриваюсь. Так.
I'm not on board with anything.
No? And yet here you are, poking around. One might find that suspicious.
Да-да-да.
If you're not planning on staying, I'd recommend keeping your hands to yourself. Wouldn't want to give the impression you're up to something. And consider having another talk with Sean. He really is anxious to have you with us. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Так. Бля. Давай сюда.
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Ага. Ну, допустим, с тобой потрындели. Идем дальше. Столовка.
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
Just remarkable.
I want supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
The commissary is always open. Would you like some processed sustenance packets?
Ну давай.
What have you got?
I can offer a range of nutritious and great-tasting food supplements. Food Supplement 7 is very popular for its spicy flavor, and Food Supplement 91 is our newest offering.
Посмотрим, что у тебя есть.
Let's take a look.
Так, бутылка с водой, упаковка с пищей. Чё почем? Да, блять, я все забираю нахуй. Так. Какая-то недокашенная и питательная, как хотелось бы, слышь.
You're here. Glad you made it. Feels like this project has been going on.
Так, что у нас тут дальше есть? Медицина, да?
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. There. All done. You can return to your duties. And remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit, the third generation synths are really something. Once you've settled in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
After what I've been through, a checkup is probably a good idea.
I should think so. Who knows what you might have been exposed to up there. How about you take some time to get comfortable, learn the lay of the land and such. In the meantime, you come see me if you need to get patched up. We'll do that checkup when you're good and ready. Take care of yourself, so I don't have to.
Так. Так. Пошли сюда.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Remember to keep unnecessary
Good evening.
power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. All right, that's all for now. You can resume your duties. I fix one relay and 2 more start to fail. At least I'm not bored.
Doc.
It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
Looks like everything's running great. I'd say you're doing your job.
Hey, thanks. It's nice to be appreciated. Most people just take my work for granted. It's the kind of work that only gets noticed when something goes wrong, if you know what I mean. There's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah?
Окей. Так, здесь что у нас? Отдел робототехники неинтересно. Пойдем
When are you
сюда.
going to tell me about this mysterious phase?
Высших систем. Поехали.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Ох ты.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Спасибо, сейчас ничего не нужно.
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
Ладно. Так, идем дальше. Сюда.
Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Hey, Doc.
Welcome. Welcome. It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you'll come to think of the Institute as your home.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm in charge of housing and provisions. It's my mission to ensure that everyone lives a comfortable and productive life. You should know that many of us consider it a great honor to have you here.
Так.
Nothing to report, sir.
Бюро роботоконтроля.
Heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their
Hello?
feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with
It's an honor to meet you, sir.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
If the robotics division was a little more careful, we wouldn't have synths trying to escape.
Hi, Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
Why does it matter?
If there is some defect in Courser combat programming, then it must be identified and corrected. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Все с тобой ясно. Ядерная батарея. Мне интересно. Так, хорошо. Кто там еще остался у меня? Короче, так понял, это будет серия чисто, блядь, диалогов. Кто там остался? Бля. Так, биосайенс, ага.
yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
The latest synth generation is just amazing. Those guys in robotics are working miracles.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very interesting, but now simply isn't a good time.
Working on something important?
All of my work is important. Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much like to get back to these mental equations. They're difficult enough without the distractions.
Equations for what?
Honestly, you wouldn't understand them. Now, I'm afraid I must end this little chat, although it's been so very diverting.
Какой занятой чел. Ужас просто. Здорово.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain that. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Так, это, конечно, все пиздато и охуенно, но, блять, мне надо попасть в ваш закрытый тип. Отделение, да. Найти сыворотку. Так. Это какие-то складские помещения, да? Да, е-мое. Вот так вот.
Yes.
Стимулятор, стимулятор, вода. сенсор, инструмент какой-то. Нет. Ах ты, инъектор, мощный микроскоп. Нет. Так. Ага, я обошел это место по кругу. Окей.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
Входа в лабораторию Бре. Или Вре. Вре. Так. Ну, пойдем по более длительному пути. Что уж делать? Психобахаут я заберу. Этим можно будет торгануть. Так. Это неинтересно. И как мне сюда попасть? Взломать ее вряд ли смогу. Бляха, надо подумать. Так, короче, где-то тут, я помню, есть обходной путь. Который я должен найти. Вот. Бля, жалко будет, если я здесь сейчас помру, ё-моё. Вот так вот.
Sweet.
Да, круто, круто. Сейчас будем пиздюлей огребать с собой. Так, нужно быть на стреме, аккуратненько. Не попадаться в ловушки. Так. Ломать эту дверку надо будет. Да, блять. Хуйня ебаная. Вот так вот.
Got it.
Так, что здесь из полезного есть? Письменный стол, картотека, стакан. Не знаю, на какой хрен я это дело взломал. Оно абсолютно бесполезно. Теперь у меня еще и перевес. Замечательно. Лазерная турелька. Минус. Блять, а патронов-то у меня как много. Пиздец. Да. Покажись. До свидули. Так, готовый завтрак. Ладно, пришло время пожрать. Институтская бутылка с водой. И все, перевеса нет. Ай. Что, где? Свинина с бобами. Это тоже надо будет похавать. Да ебать, ты еще не наелся, ужас. Все готово. Так, ядерная батарея. Нет, это мне не интересно. Уровень двери средний, терминал легкий. Сука. Поехали. Сходство 0.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected.
Won't be able to pick this.
Ага. Подожди-ка. Подожди-ка, подожди-ка. Где у нас тут прокачка на взлом? Взломщик. Средние замки. Принять. Сложные замки. Да, в принципе, пока больше ничего интересного нет, поэтому... Так, следующий уровень-то что у нас будет? Очень сложные. Вот и все. Еще буквально один уровень и все. Штурматронов, ты, блядь.
Resetting threat level.
Ну, естественно, блядь. Так, второй. Вот так вот, нахуй. Дробаш решает, нахуй. Модификация. Пригодится. Так, короче, нужно поднять еще один левел, и, в принципе, все. Можно будет менять Кейт на кого-то другого. Плазменная граната, коллиматорный, 45-го калибра прицел. Нет. Неинтересно. Так. Легкий.
Nice.
Согласен. Так, ядерная батарея, форма охотника, стимулятор, стимулятор, крышка стимулятор. Ух ты, блядь, тут еще шкафчики есть. Стимулятор, стимулятор. Все. Мертвая домашняя кошка. Это плохо. Отдыхай, нахуй. Да, блять.
Sweet.
Кошатина. Там нафиг. Что-то здесь непонятное творилось. Крышка. Крышка. Бедная кошка. Короче, понятно, блядь. Ах ты, блядь. Ах ты, блядь. Ах ты, сука. Ну, это ожидаемо, да. В общем-то, как-то так. Гребаные турели, блядь. Всю малину меня испоганили, сука. Ладно. Продолжаем. Так. Так. Ну, блядь. Сука. Ладно. Вот так вот. Ладно, блядь. Ну, блядь. Ладно. Восстановится через 10 секунд. Ну, хотя бы в четверке они восстанавливаются. В третьей части, по-моему, для этого нужен специальный скилл, да. Поехали еще раз. Минус неверные варианты, хорошо. Ладно. Ну, может, надеюсь, будет еще одно восстановление попыток. Вот так вот, хорошо. Окей, что у нас тут? Found. 0 сходства. Base. Base, хорошо. Так, на всякий случай. Нафиг. Хорошо, так. Ищем сыворотку.
Personal record. Dr. Brian Vergil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone! Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
Все, сыворотку для него мы нашли. Теперь можно будет выполнить свою часть сделки, скажем так. Вот и все. Так, что у нас там дальше? Задержание, поговорить с отцом. А, ужас. Хорошо, пошли.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Так.
Sir, we've had another situation. A code red. We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
Блять, Ладно. Покатаемся на лифте. Вверх-вниз. Не страшно.
Broken.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Эх, мне бы кровать так-то. Можно даже повыше. Вряд ли.
My
Ладно.
apologies, sir. I was issued a defective claim.
Блять. Окей, идем с тобой разговаривать, только надо попить, поесть. А есть ли у меня что-нибудь из этого? Ну, хотя бы так. Здорово.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. None of it has been easy. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
What do you mean by proper supervision?
I mean that while they are here in the Institute, fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed, our synths perform admirably. As you're about to see, however, they can become unpredictable when set loose. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
It might not want to talk. It would be safer just to kill it.
That would be a terrible waste of a valuable resource. If at all possible, that synth should be returned alive. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
Okay.
Sean.
Libertalia isn't hard to find. Just look for the jumble of wrecked ships floating in the harbor.
Так, окей, как мне теперь отсюда выбираться? Кто мне объяснит? Вы не можете переместиться, но я могу только на поверхность переместиться, да? Да. Окей. Ебать погодка. Ну что же, в общем и целом, думаю, на этом серию можно заканчивать. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Вы были на канале NoobCopGames. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. И услышимся в следующих видосиках. Всем удачи, всем пока.